Hi, this video is just about how I use Procreate and my iPad to just it's kind of like a sketchbook, but it's a digital form of sketchbooking. Um, I like to just kind of sit and sketch. And it's not about drawing something perfectly. I'm not measuring, I'm not checking my proportions necessarily. It's just freehanding whatever subject I want to do. Um, just to kind of relax my brain. And I could just do this with charcoal, which I would enjoy doing, but there are days where my son is sitting next to me watching television and he gets a little upset when I'm not in the room with him. So I choose my time wisely as far as the time I spend in the studio. Um, so and even though my studio is in my house, it's not good enough. I need to be in the same room as him for him to be happy. So I try to accommodate him as much as possible. As most of you know, he's a 30-year-old with severe autism. So he doesn't understand my need for my own time. So I make my own time around his schedule. Anyway, but you see me here using Procreate. Now, what's cool about Procreate is it has all these different brushes, and I'm using the charcoal brushes in this video. So what I did was, just like I would on paper, I started off with the willow charcoal brush, or I believe it was the willow charcoal brush, to just do the background like I would if it were on paper. And then I went in with the eraser on Procreate to wipe out the outline. And now I'm just going in with a darker charcoal brush to kind of put in where the shadows are. And it's not exactly how I would do a charcoal sketch using the wipeout method. It's kind of a combination of that and just drawing, straight out drawing, which I could do that too. But I like doing the charcoal wipeout style. And sometimes I'll start with black and wipe it out using white charcoal, which actually I'd rather do that than this way. But I wanted to see what it's like to try and do it like a real charcoal sketch. So this helps me to not only just brush up on my freehand drawing skills, but also just experiment with shadow and light and different forms and shapes. And like I said, just kind of getting out of my everyday logical brain and just letting myself kind of create without any expectations. Also with Procreate, what's nice is as you go through the different brushes, sizing them, coloring them, changing their opacity. There's also a smudge tool to smudge them. It's interesting how it can apply to regular canvas or paper when you're working in a traditional manner. Because Procreate is such a great program, at least in my opinion, a great app, that I can go in and, for the most part, emulate any kind of thing I want to do on paper. So it's a great way to practice without wasting any materials. I don't know. That's just what I find. That's how I feel. And if I were to take more time, obviously I would measure. There's a lot of things I would do different. But this was just, like I said, a sketchbook exercise, basically. And if you have an iPad and you're an artist, I would recommend getting Procreate. I'm not sponsored, and I'm not trying to do an advertisement for it, but I haven't used any other app other than Procreate on my iPad. So I'm just used to it, and I really like using it. But I would recommend it because you can do your sources on it. You can, there's just so many things you can do with this program. And you also can create animation and videos with it. It's a lot of fun. So you can see me just playing with different shadows and light. Sometimes I'm erasing and then I'm going back and changing the shape, or um, using the smudge tool to blend things in, which I love using charcoal because I like to use my fingers to blend. I probably overblend. I make things way too soft and I lose all my sharp edges, but that's just something that would come with more practice. I'm sure I'd be able to do a better job of that if I were to go into more serious charcoal drawings. But this is really for my own exercise and amusement. I don't really plan to be a charcoal artist, but it really definitely helps my painting when I do charcoal. Um, so here I'm trying to put in shadow and light, and I know that I made the horse way too short, so I was trying to extend its rear end a little bit and add some shadow back there, but it really isn't working out, but that's okay. I got lost in the perfection trying to fix it, and I thought, no, 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 this is just an exercise. Just go with it. Plus, my son was getting frustrated by this moment with me, and I kind of had to stop. This was about a half hour worth of work that I've condensed down. Um, and so at some point, I just had to call it done and and attend to what he needed at the moment. But I try to make a habit of doing something like this every day, and I think it's important that we do that because even just a few minutes of the day with our art helps to kind of keep our creative side open. So thanks for watching, and I hope this was helpful. And if you want any more in-depth tutorials on Procreate, I'm happy to do so. Just leave a comment and let me know if that's something you're interested in. Otherwise, I will see you on the next video. Thank you so much.